On a blistering day in the nation's capital, welcome in to a slightly warmer place, the Minto Sports Complex. For Declan Barp and Brianna Newell, we hope you're doing well, folks. We have a fantastic game in store. 2 versus 3 in the RSEQ. Two teams who have put on quite a show. The second visit for the Montreal Carabins to the Minto Sports Complex. This is the third time these teams are meeting. Brianna, this game with huge playoff consequences. Just talk to me a little bit about this. If you're in that GG's locker room, how much does this game mean?
I mean, at this point, you're fighting for that home ice advantage. At the end of the day, could you go and catch Concordia? Mathematically speaking, yes. Is it something that you're really striving for at this point? No. GGs have already clinched playoffs. They're not really concerned about going and getting that first place seeding kind of idea. And at this point, you have to kind of narrow the scope and say, okay, this is most likely the team that you're going to be facing in the first round of the playoffs. Now it's a question of, do you want to have home ice advantage or not? At the end of the day, that's what you're striving for. Yes, you want to have home ice advantage. You want to also keep the momentum going, right? You want to be peaking at this time. Every game, you still want to go out with the intent to win. So that's really the messaging, I think, that should be said in the GG's locker room before this game.
The GG's unbeaten in their past 4 at home, 8-1 on the season at the Minto Sports Complex. This has been where they've played their best hockey. The series are short, the playoffs are shorter, and with Montreal already booking their ticket to the national championship, it will be held at the University of Quebec de Montréal. Those games become even more important, and playing as many home games as you can becomes that much more important. This game, a huge one in the tail of both of these two team seasons. We'll get you down to the ice for our opening ceremonies in just a moment's time. For Declan DeBarp and Brianna Newell, folks, this is one that you won't want to miss. Welcome into the Minto Sports Complex for Declan DeBarp and Brianna Newell. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, folks. We'll quickly get into starting goalies to preview this game against the Montreal Carabins and the University of Ottawa. Gigi starting in net for the Carabins. It's Racine. Racine 7-3-3 on the season. She's a .912 save percentage. She's played in both games the Gigis have played against the Carabins this season. Down at the other end, Aurélie Dubuc gets the start for the Gigis, the Golden Netminder, 8-3 on the season. Statistically, the best goalie in terms of save percentage in the RSEQ. She's tied with Concordia's Alice Philbert at a .930 save percentage. She came up huge in the previous game against the Carabins. She stopped 23 at 24 shots on route to a 3-1 victory. That the season opener got the GG season off to a good start. Brianna Newell, we should expect a red hot start from the University of Ottawa tonight. Who's one player you're looking for to make an instant impact?
Whew. I mean, I haven't been here for a couple weeks with the women's team, but honestly, I think Abby Malotny is always someone that should be coming up big in these types of games. She has the experience bringing from NCAA as well. She knows what it takes to be successful. She knows what it takes to come to play in these big games.
And you just saw it, the two players we're watching tonight, Malotny and Adrienne Veillette, who picks the puck up now. The top two in goal scoring. Veillette has been unbelievable this season. 21 goals, including 4 last weekend. She was U Sports Player of the Week.
Understandably so, rightfully so. And again, she's a big reason of why they've been successful so far in this season, as she just misses wide of the neck on that first shift, already off to a great start.
And she caused problems for the GGs the first time these two teams met, though the GGs have held her to only 1 goal this season. And when you look at what she's done to some other teams, including the hat trick she scored against Bishops, that her 4th hat trick of the season. She has 2 of them against the Bishops University Gators. It's mighty impressive and a force to be reckoned with.
Well, I think at the same time, too, GGs have done a good job adapting. They know that she's a player to really keep their eye on, and they play according to that. They don't let her just kind of roam free and do whatever she wants to do. They're aware of how she plays, and they play accordingly as well without sacrificing their own game.
That one a shot on net by Kathleen Reedman. Directed into the corner. Vicky Harkness causing all kinds of problems for Théo Retu. Cleans it up and moves it to Garon. We talked about the playoff implications in this one. There's playoff implications aplenty as that one sent cross ice. Pori Lao shown the boards by Reese Meffam. Back to the point now. Deflected but easily corralled by Aurélie Dubuc. Meffam picks it up and moves it to Clavel. Clavel up to Lalonde. Lalonde has been on a hot streak recently. She scored back-to-back overtime winning goals. That against the Concordia Stingers and in the Colonel By Classic. Scored 2 goals against the Stingers en route to a huge win for the GGs. Laurent dumps it only as far as Krasinski, who moves it up to Birkby. A nice little move past two.
Nifty
Catherine
little moves
Birkby.
there.
Poked off it. She soccers it to herself. Nice little solo effort by the veteran forward for the University of Ottawa. Kate McLean back to Birkby. Birkby shown the boards. Kate McLean. McLean up to Birkby. Birkby trying to create it, do it all herself. That one a weak shot that Racine is able to corral. And we'll get a face-off off to her left.
And that opportunity, like the time that they've spent in the offensive zone, was really a credit of that solo effort there done by Birkby. It was a pass that Krasinski kind of fanned on. Didn't go exactly to who she wanted it to, which was her defensive partner. And Birkby just kind of showed her nice little gloves to a couple of the Carabin players to get it in deep there.
Angelique Prue tries to send it forward. That one off a Carabin and then carried in offside. Prue scored her first goal 2 weekends ago against the McGill Martlets. She was so impressive in her opening season at 9 goals. She won Gigi's Rookie of the Year. A 1-1 to Sophie Garreau. Parents off to our left. Sophie Garreau stops up. Throw in a sweet Sidney Crosby jersey today. The GGs came into the arena wearing their favorite players. Racine didn't see that. Point shot there from Kathleen Reedman.
And on that note, too, of the GGs having a little bit of fun, there's always that one person, right, who wants to come in and just take it a little bit of a different direction. So you have Krasinski coming in wearing none other than Catherine Birkby's jersey.
Birkby trying to make her proud today. We saw already a good start. You love to see that from your captain.
Absolutely. I mean, Krasinski's someone who's great in the locker room with the girls, knows how to have a lot of fun.
Here's Fontaine. Fontaine over the line. Looking to the center of the ice. There was Lorianne Etier. She couldn't direct that one home.
And it was a lot of open ice just caused by kind of a poor change on the GG's end of things.
Spinning only as far as the point. It's kept in by Audrey Gervais. That one looking for Veillette in the middle of the ice. It's back to Gervais, a long shot, that one wide.
And you just have to be careful. Veillette likes to stay right in the middle of the empty slot there, and if you don't keep a player on her, she can be extremely detrimental to the GG's.
She'll cause all kinds of problems. That one blocked. Here goes Jay Todd. Jay Todd with a step. Jay Todd, she has Abigail Malotny. Todd cutting across the ice. Took the opportunity away from her. Malotny will wrap around, another hack at it. That one kept out by Racine.
And start off with a really great block by Jay Todd as a defenseman. That's the last thing that you want to happen is to shoot it. It goes right into the pads of a forechecker there.
Airmail, that was Catherine Birkby's stick as Veillette dumps that one in on. Or leads a book. She leaves it for Jamie McDonald. McDonald missed a couple of weekends. Her absence was felt. The GG's dropped both games that weekend.
Absolutely nice to see her back in the lineup for sure. She adds a lot of steadiness to the back end and just that good head on her shoulders in terms of hockey IQ and decision making as well.
The GG's have been suffering with some injury problems at the back. The GG's not a defender, but Taylor Scott out. That one in the Colonel By Classic, upper body injury, and Ariane Minville misses this one with an injury as well. She scored the game winner against Concordia. Taylor Sims holds the line. Clavel able to get it to Biesenthal. Biesenthal walks the line. Nice, calm, patient move by her. And that one a shot by Sims. That one goes wide.
And it was a good job protecting the puck by Biesenthal, too. She was able to lean against the forechecker there and draw them to her to be able to drop it off to the point.
Brianna, we've talked at many points this season of players who've taken a jump this year. Biesenthal is top among them. She's been absolutely sensational. 7 goals, 6 assists. She scored 3 goals all last year. The connection that she's formed with Jade Todd and Abigail Malotny has been impressive to watch.
And at the end of the day, too, you can look at as many stats as you want, but really it's seeing her play, right? It's seeing the increase just in that forecheck, and it comes from the buy-in as well from Coach Grills' plan. You know, she's a hard forechecker. She's resilient. She's willing to go in the corners and do the dirty work.
That's what you get from this team as Vicky Harkness carries it over the line. Garreau given a bump by, that was Dondo. Sorry, Faubert rather, for the Carabin. Nice little move there by Pequin. She's harassed by 2 and turns it over to Bilodeau. Finds its way back to Pequin.
Ooh.
Be careful. Bilodeau lurking in behind Fontaine. Fontaine moves it up. Gagnon up to Pelletier. Pelletier will dump it down and watch her team change. Jamie McDonald just smuggles it to center. Fontaine sends it right back where it came from. Cross ice, back to Jamie McDonald. Turns it over. Here's Lefebvre. Lefebvre, a shot! That one always going wide.
It was almost a shot pass or something as she saw her teammate streaking towards the net, but wasn't really either.
That one in the, really at that awkward height where it's in the middle of your midsection. You can't knock it down. That one goes for icing.
And again, she almost would have been better off just shooting it on net, trying to aim for that outside pad of Aurélie Dubuc and having her teammates streak there. Also, a really fun fact that we've had recently is that for the first time since 2017, the Ottawa GGs are actually nationally ranked at number 9. The first time, like I said, since 2017, where Declan thought I wasn't on the team because he missed me on the first pass through the roster, even though I look the same, I think. But
you know,
he saw it the second time, or maybe third.
When you look at some of the players that were on that roster, Roxanne Rioux, Maud Levesque, Ryan, some players that you go down memory lane with, and obviously Melody Bouchard, the Brianna, you're easy to forget.
Hey, some would say otherwise. Some might say the same.
Here
Hard
goes
to say.
Biesenthal. Biesenthal just got her pocket picked.
And a little bit offside there as a result.
But no, a very important member of that team you were. They almost made nationals. Some would argue they should have made nationals as Veillette takes a shot on. That team was so good. Unfortunately, Melody Bouchard, Gigi's all-time, one of the greatest players ever to play for this program, goes down in history as one of those players who never got to play in the national tournaments. Those spots so valuable. And when you think outside of Montreal, we turn back to this season. Only one other team from this division is. Big hit there as Jay Todd turned into a Carabin player. Reese Meffam able to get past Veillette.
Big hit and
Racine
takes a tumble. Oh, that's it, yeah.
Jinx, you owe me a hot chocolate.
Maybe. See how I feel.
Krasinski dumps that puck in. Racine fumbles the puck again.
Oh, I think she's a little bit still trying to recover from the tumble she took before.
Dondo able to get it up to Veillette. Veillette looking for Garon. And here goes Gagnon. Ariane Gagnon, a toe drag to the backhand. She can't corral it.
And again, that's sometimes where the GGs run into a bit of trouble, is that they have these opportunities, but they try to be a little bit too fancy with it. You need to get shots on the net.
Playing with swagger.
Great back check here by Harkness. But you know what? Garon is still on it. It's like a one-woman wrecking crew right now. Is she still on it?
Poirier-Lao down low. Pelletier. Drop pass. Poirier-Lao. Leaves it.
Miscommunication there
between
Gagnon and
centering.
Sims.
No one knows where it is. That one's still out.
And I think Harkness just actually saved that goal there. She got her stick right in behind, and the puck went off that instead of just going into the net. So pretty sure she just stopped a goal there.
Turned over. Biesenthal gonna cut to the net. Centering pass. Bilodeau can't tap it home. End-to-end action. Amélie Poirier-Lao trying to make an equally fierce cut to the net. Still on it. Centering pass. That one in the middle of Fontaine and Pelletier.
Yeah, and it went a little bit over to Fontaine, but unfortunately not able to corral it. And she makes a good play over to Pelletier to transition the puck.
Pelletier centering pass.
Great job there.
That was a Riedman. Another player who's elevated their game this season.
She's
down
really
low.
stepped up for sure. Exactly what she needs to do.
Pelletier. Paquin looking for Pelletier. Biesenthal just jams it out. The GG's in need of a change. Pelletier. Drag shot. That one easier for Aurélie Dubuc. Been a very even game through the first 10 minutes of this one.
No, a lot of back and forth, a lot of good transitions. I actually give a lot of credit to the Carabin because they've been able to transition very quickly, and that's something that the GGs need to adapt a little bit about.
And we've talked about how tough this building is. The GGs, the best home team in the RSCQ, 8-1 on the season, 4 straight victories at the Minto Sports Complex. The last loss coming to the Concordia Stingers, they lost 5-2 that day. So that one's launched into the air. Dondo. Pouliot trying to drag it past Sims. Not easy to do for the stalwart of the GG's defense. Clavel can't get past Dondo, but it gets a second bite at the cherry. Kylie Lalonde in all alone.
Yeah, and good defensive play there by Jade Picard. She didn't really look at the puck. She just took the body of Lalonde. And Lalonde obviously at the end of her shift and by herself on that rush. Hard to do anything with that.
Pouliot. Connect in there and support, the product of Geneva, Switzerland. Faubert has some room to skate into a shot. That one corralled by Aurélie Dubuc.
I think we've seen a little bit here in the GG zone so far, just over halfway through the first period. Just a little bit of miscommunication in terms of defensive coverage. The Carabin do a really good job of, going around the perimeter, making the GGs kind of guess in terms of who is going to follow that player and be on the puck, and they've done a couple of switches which seem to confuse the GGs too, because there's no communication. And they've been able to create some space and opportunities that way.
Boulanger, the stalwart of this program. Etier was looking for Veillette, couldn't connect with her. Here's Sophie Garreau, head full of steam. She has Kate McLean with her. Sophie Garreau, just a shot. Racine swallows that up. Thorndale, Ontario native Sophie Garreau with a chance there off the rush. GGs will get a change. Beatrice Bilodeau draws in.
And something I'd like to see actually from Sophie Garreau, you know, you're a tall woman, you're a strong girl kind of thing, you have a lot of speed. Use that speed and make room for yourself to go around the defenseman. You have the speed, you have the ability.
Veillette in a one-on-one with McDonald. Veillette a drag, a shot, and it's blockered aside by Dubuc. Good job by Jamie McDonald of taking the middle of the ice there. Fontaine. McDonald looked up, saw a face full of Boulanger, and Bilodeau in offside.
Yeah, Clavel just wasn't quick enough to get out before Bilodeau was entering the zone.
Isabelle Leclerc in her 17th season with the Montreal Carabins, the longest serving coach in the RSCQ. Here's Jade Todd. Jade Todd, a shot gloved easily by Aube Racine.
And the last couple shots that GGs have had, you know, with Sophie Garreau on the previous one and then Jade Todd on this most recent one, is that they're very easy stops for Racine. She hasn't really been tested yet. They need to go and get rebounds. They need to, you know, crash the net a little bit more than what they're doing.
Get some traffic as well, something the GGs have really excelled at this season. Nice pass. There's Taylor Sims. Taylor Sims, a long shot that was easily controlled by Racine. Poirier touches it on. Marie Théoré got on in a foot race with Sims that Sims wins easily. Taylor Sims still on it. Jay Todd can't clear the zone. Great strength shown by Théoré. Down low. Thériault. Reverse to Poirier. This connection has caused problems for the GGs. Poirier, a lot of speed on her. Dondo, low shot blocked by Angelique Proust. She's feeling the most of that. Hit her right on the top of the foot.
Yeah, it's never a fun one. That's always a stinger.
GG's men's team in the great city of Montreal tonight, taking on the Concordia Stingers. A huge game for them as their season comes to an end. They're being chased by the Queens Gales, who picked up their win over the RMC Paladin. That race in a dead heat. Here's Birkby. Birkby, a shot too fine.
But she had that corner all picked out. Wow, good shot.
Birkby tries the old Dougie Gilmore. Can't slide it back. Slide it in on the wraparound. Comes back out to Metham. 5:49 to go. Veillette takes a look up. She gets a hack.
Smart idea by Metham to turn back and use her defensive partner instead of going up the boards again.
Hard pass to McLean. McLean up to Harkness. Harkness looks up, sees she has Ariane Gagnon with her and just dumps it down.
And it was a good bank pass to even hit it up to Harkness to begin with.
Here's Veillette. Haven't seen too much of her this period. Adrienne Veillette, 21 goals for her on the season. U Sports Player of the Year was on that. Oh, a heavy collision there. So Vigaro gets back up. Bilodeau, head full of steam on the backhand. Forced into the corner, she'll circle. Beatrice Bilodeau, the transfer from Cégep Limoilou. Found herself in a cul-de-sac. Pelletier. Pelletier going to take the scenic route around Krasinski. On the backhand, Pelletier. Pelletier! Loose in the slot, and Harkness just clears it.
I don't even know. I think it was Jade Todd who actually came back and picked up Paquin, not allowing her any type of stick on the puck.
That one held in. McDonald able to make sure that one doesn't get past her. And here's Harkness at the end of a shift.
Sorry, actually might have been McDonald, not Jade Todd. My mistake.
Here's Paquin, the aforementioned, to Lefebvre. Lefebvre had Gagnon in behind her. She just dumped that one down.
Oh, nice little spin move there by Prue to evade a forecheck.
Touch pass, Kinect. Here's Alyssa Biesenthal. Biesenthal trying to cut to the center of the ice. It's a great play there by Dondo. Took the body, not the puck.
Yeah, it's interesting, though, because any other time that's an interference call, she changed lanes. Interesting.
Sound like someone that has been called on many a times.
It might have been. That's how I know.
Saucer to Biesenthal. Biesenthal cutting through the middle. Packard read it well. Another product of the GTA. Another one rung around. Berkby will be the first one there.
Oh, great job by Berkby to get herself out of that trouble.
And then turned it over. High stick as the GGs touch up with Kathleen Reedman. And we'll get a face-off. 3:19 to go. Nadeau. Centering pass, that one touched into the corner by Terio.
It was a good job by Reedman to intercept that.
Centering pass, kick saved by DeBook. Just spinning and firing in front was Emily Poirier-Lahou. And I think that one more of a reaction save than anything. Get on your horse, Kate McLean. She's chasing down Nadeau.
Great work there by Kate McLean. Even got a little bit of, acceptable, I'd say, interference there by one of the Carabin players.
Nadeau set the pick and turned the body on her. Here's Poirier-Lahou. Emily Poirier-Lahou. Head full of steam. Great muscle there shown by Jamie McDonald. She's a fearsome player as the transfer from Laurentian University.
Well, and again, right, she was able to angle and stop that play without even taking a penalty. No body, nothing. And that's what you're looking for.
She's not the biggest body.
You don't need to be the tallest individual to play big.
In the words of Marcus Stroman, heart doesn't measure.
Height doesn't measure heart. There you go.
Here's
You're welcome.
Boulanger. Jessica Boulanger cutting to the center of the ice.
Oh,
Kick
wow.
saved by DeBook.
Great job by DeBook, and again by Boulanger, another dangerous player.
Here goes Malotny. Very similar to what we saw when she scored. Oh, sorry, that was Vicky Harkness.
But similar to what she scored in the first game of the season, right, where she streaked down that same way. It's just that this one didn't end up in a goal.
There was a great breakdown of that on the GG's.
It was. I saw
on
that.
the GG's Instagram.
Yes.
Really great work being done on the socials of the University of Ottawa. Those deep dives on important goals. We saw that, and a little bit earlier this season, we saw the excellent goal scored by Catherine Berkby. In the feet, that's Picard. Jade Picard. Closed out by Sims.
And in the last minute of play here, what you really want is to come out of this period either ahead or tied at this point.
Here's
you don't want to give up a goal.
Harkness, Lalonde, and Clavel. That one shot on the corner was picked out. Nice save there by Rassanin. You mentioned that in the second period of the GG's game against Bishops. That game finished 3-1 in favor of the University of Ottawa. Bishops scored with 3 seconds to go in the second period.
Yeah, it's not something you ever want to have happen, right? At this point, you want to keep kind of the momentum even the way it has been, the way it is, and come out into that second period after the intermission ready to go.
Shot by Malotny, that was just wide. Jade Todd can't get it past, but a Carabin player took a tumble. Whacked in by Meffam.
And smart play there by Meffam again. Just get it in deep.
Excellent.
It's away from your net.
Excellent route to the puck there by Malotny. Only holds the zone momentarily. That one out of the reach of Pouliot. Faubert trying to reverse. It's off the body. Biesenthal can't beat Nadeau there. Kanek with 30 seconds to go. Kaylee Kanek. Up to Lefebvre. Reese Meffam, her arms all wrapped around. Arms stay down, and here's Jamie McDonald. McDonald up to Todd. Todd just backhands it down low. Really been impressed with the play of Fontaine in this period. Laurie Fontaine has been a standout player on the back end. So calm on that puck as time expires. We go into the break, knotted at 0 in this all-important playoff game. For Declan Bartman, Brianna Newell will be back momentarily for the first intermission report. Welcome back into the Minto Sports Complex. Declan DeBarp, Brianna Newell. Things knotted at 0 after 1 between the Carabin and the GGs, but no lack of action. This is a fast-paced game. The Carabin and the GGs really came to play tonight. Brianna, one thing that we were talking about, how much open ice there is for the Carabin to go back the other way. The GGs traditionally close up the middle of the ice very well.
Yeah, normally it's part of their game plan where they do quite a good job of ensuring that, they're stopping them at the blue line, maybe forcing a dump in or something. And we've seen that throughout the entire year. So it could just be that it was an off period or what have you. But yeah, the Carabin, plays start maybe around the ringette line, blue line of the defensive zone for them. And they have all this space uncontested. They're able to just walk in the GG zone. And we've seen it numerous times, even during this first period, with Veillette doing that. We've seen it with Paquin. We saw it with Fontaine starting, Pelletier. So we've seen it with a few different individuals, and it's completely uncontested. Now, there were, moments of I guess, greatness, I guess you could say. I don't have exactly the right word. It's cold here. It's freezing my brain, maybe. But where we had a couple individuals step up and anticipate that pass and anticipate where the puck was going. But for the most part, they were few and far between. So that needs to be better if the GGs want to be able to transition quicker and go the other way and stop those chances.
Once that puck is in the offensive zone, the GGs quick on the attack. Their game this season has been really characterized by their forecheck being led by players like Vicky Harkness, Jade Todd, and obviously Alyssa Biesenthal. We've talked about them a little bit, but who for you has stood out here tonight as really leading that forecheck?
And I mean, there's been a couple, right, where, they're known for their forecheck. It's part of Coach Grill's plan every single game, and the girls know that, and they've bought into that type of strategy when they're playing. But I've always been really impressed with Beatrice Bilodeau on her forechecking. That's someone where, she's not on the first line, but she does have regular shifts. She's a gritty player. She's a strong individual. She's not afraid to go in the corners, and she's fast, right? She knows the game plan, and she executes it. So she's someone that really stands out to me in terms of leading the charge on the forecheck.
And with a player so young, I think we can only expect better things from her. The GGs and the Caravan tied at 0. I don't expect for it to stay at zeros for very long. We'll be back in about 15 minutes time for the second period of action here. You won't want to miss this one. Welcome back to the Minto Sports Complex. Declan DeBarp and Brianna Newell ahead of second period action. Brianna, the GGs and the Carabin tied at 0, separated by 1 in the standings. We've been talking about the playoffs all game, but this really definitive moment in both of these teams' seasons.
And it's been a good first period of hockey so far that we've been treated to. Pretty even game, a couple of shots on either end, but something that, I think the Carabin can build off of is the amount of space and time that they create when they work off the cycle. They really confused the GGs a couple times in the first period, and they could really build off that.
They've had a couple of opportunities when centering the puck, nothing quite from the open play where Adrienne Veillette really benefits from. They'll be looking to do a lot more of that in this second period, though. It's key to note the GG's the best second period team in the division. They've outscored teams 14-4 in the second period, so double digits are the GG's up in the second period numbers. We'll have to be careful of this player, though. Veillette, a shot that Aurélie Dubuc spills.
Yeah, and it was a great stop by Aurélie Dubuc, just not able to go and hand off that rebound, so it was put over to the corner, which is never a bad play.
Nice move by Biesenthal. She takes out 3 Carabin. Alyssa Biesenthal off to Jay Todd. Jay Todd, that one into the feet of Gervais. Rung around, held by Meffam.
Yep, I was going to say good pinch there by Meffam. Unfortunately, GG's went for a change, so not able to sustain the offensive zone pressure. But good step up there by Riemann. That's what we were talking about before, is stopping their transition before the blue line. She did it, just after the red line, so to speak.
Kathleen Riemann not giving any time. GG's player on the bench there wanted a penalty. As it was, I believe it was Kylie Lalonde who was scythed down. Reese Meffam with that long reach, able to get past one and then closed out from behind. The arms stay down.
And that's a couple different instances there. I think it was actually Vicky Harkness who was slew-footed from behind that the GG's bench was up in arms wanting a call, and I don't blame them.
Harkness on it now. Harkness to Krasinski. Krasinski, a shot. That one didn't have anything on it. Lalonde picks it back up. No one in front. Elects to go back to Jamie McDonald. A long shot. That one always going wide. Clavel slow off the mark. She's beaten to it by Gervais. That one sent the length of the ice. The arm's up for the official, and that'll go the length of the ice for icing. GG's hoping to sustain some offensive zone time against a tired Carabin unit.
Yeah, opportunity to take advantage of a little bit of tired legs out there. And again, you have a hardworking lineout here with, Burkby, McLean, and Gagnon, ones that are known for, that forechecking, for, cycling as well. So looking to see something from them here.
Prue, a shot from the point that never gets through. Burkby trying to shield past one. Prue with the fake shot off to Taylor Sims. Sims, 1 goal for her this season. 1 goal for her in her GG's career. The transfer from the Rochester Institute of Technology. Poirier-Lehoux dumps that one down, and we'll head off for a change. Dubuc settles it down. GG's looking to get going in the right direction again. Gagnon. Nice pass to find McLean. McLean all alone, trying to buy some time. Kate McLean, Gagnon, that one just a little bit too far in front.
I've never seen that move before. It's kind of like a kneel lunge, and the puck got, soccered off there.
Meffam, a long shot on. That's easily controlled by Racine.
And to your point of it being easily controlled, I mean, we talked about it in the first period too, where GG's have to get a little bit more traffic in front of Racine. Each shot that they've taken, Racine has seen with absolutely no challenges at all, and that has to change. She's not someone who's going to let in a shot like that from the point necessarily.
This Carabin's tandem is excellent. We've talked at length about the GG's tandem this year. You have Aurélie Dubuc and then the ever-steady Mahika Sarrazin, who is on the bench. But you look back at the players that the Carabin have. We haven't even seen Ahmad Desrochers here, but statistically the best goalie in the RSEQ, a .947 save percentage and 7 starts this season. Chaos in the Carabin zone as Nados calms everything down. Here's Faubert. Lefebvre calmly up to Kanek. Kaylee Kanek trying to find Pouliot. It's turned over, and Lefebvre was in offside. Goaltending has always been the story of the RSEQ. Catherine Steele, Maud Levesque-Ryan, who we mentioned a little bit earlier on in this broadcast, has the prior generation. And you think back to some of the players we have now. We've already mentioned Dubuc, La Roche, the next generation. But goaltending has always been the strength of this division. Goals come at a premium. And players like Mahika Sarazan and even Aurélie Dubuc, who is quite young in her third year of eligibility.
Well, I'd argue even, like, yes, it's important. It's important in every conference, but especially in the RSEQ because there's so few teams and every game is so important. And, you know, goals against averaging and percentaging is so important too. So, you know, sometimes it could be the difference between, you know, winning a game and losing games, and every game is important.
And you say that when this division has seen exceptional players like Melody Daou, who I don't think I need to start the book on, Jade Downey-Landry as well. Just players who have been able to score in bunches. This division really has all you could want as Angelique Prue starts behind the net. That one just turned over, not the player you want to find. Fontaine, that one sent on. Etier couldn't direct it goalwards. Sorry, that was Boulanger who couldn't direct it goalwards. Jessica Boulanger still on it. Great patience shown by her. Boulanger, she tried to find, got on at the back post. Pass couldn't get through. Back to the point. Fontaine, stutter step, down low. Fontana shot it, blocked by Bilodeau. She stood in that lane and didn't let it get past her. We sung her praises at intermission. I think we'll sing her praises for many a years. Beatrice Bilodeau, tenacious player, not afraid to get down and block that one. Taylor Sims almost turned that one over.
Yeah, a bit of a lucky play there that it wasn't completely turned over.
Harkness to Lalonde. Lalonde looked up. She has Clavel streaking that one up. Errant shot by the Arm Prior native.
It's not exactly the play you want to make ever, too, because it essentially starts the breakout and finishes the breakout for the opposing team, which it did in this situation as well. It gives them the opportunity to have some time in the offensive zone.
Poirier-Laou takes a tumble. Nothing coming. The whistles have been at a premium in this one. High sticking. Reese Meffam will pick it up, and we'll get a whistle. Right as I say, the whistles.
I was going to say, no, they know how to use the whistle. Oh, yeah.
Meffam, one of two Gigi's rookies. She's the only first year on this team. She one of two first years on this team. The other one, the aforementioned Beatrice Bilodeau. Goes Kate McLean, trying to get past Nadeau, who sets the pick once again. Not afraid to use her body. Nadeau's on it now. She puts the brakes on. Faubert shifts past two. And then we'll dump it in. Knocked down by Jamie McDonald. McDonald's has Gagnon. Knocked down by Biesenthal. Biesenthal and Gagnon. Watch out for the shot. It tumbled off her stick. Lisa Biesenthal will want that one back. Gagnon, player of the month for January, is that one just wide. Here's Krasinski. Krasinski off to McDonald. McDonald fans on it. The puck stuck on the ice.
It seems to be a theme so far for both teams here this evening. Maybe they should switch the puck out.
Finds its way down low, centering pass off the skate of Nadeau. Malotny was lurking in behind her.
And smart play by Prue there as she had
Malotny, that one just wide. Back on it now. Angelique Prue, shooting lane. It's loose in the slot. Tap to back post. That one just wide. This is Jade Todd.
Jade Todd just unable to put it in there as she was falling across the crease. I think over top of the pads of Racine. Couple of nervy moments there for the Caravan. You can hear the Caravan team on the bench banging their sticks to, you know, basically salute the players that are on the ice for keeping that puck out of their net. I don't know how that puck didn't go in. It didn't feel like it yet.
Brianna, if I could ask for anything, it would be a full-length series between these two teams. It looks like it's on the cards as well. What a game we've been in store too. Lalonde holds the line. She has Harkness with her. Vicky Harkness, one move. Oh, what a stop by Racine. She just poked the stick.
Great stop by Racine, and the goalpost gets absolutely knocked off, but it really started with the GGs keeping the puck in, and I'm not even quite sure exactly who it was. It was one of the 3 forwards. Man, that made an absolutely beautiful pass on over, and just not able to finish there. As we said, Racine made an absolutely outstanding stop there all by herself.
I think it was Alex Clavel who was able to dispossess Emily Rene-Paquin at the line. And then back came the GGs. The best opportunity, I would say, of this game. The GGs have really grown into it. Boulanger harassed. The first line, the only line that's really generated any offensive zone time for the Carabins. Miscommunication there between Bilodeau and Mepham. Dondo down low. Here's Veillette. Has time and space. A tight angle shot that will Cataram off the corner, and Kate McLean will chase after it. Fontaine gets her stick lifted. Gagnon, Ariane Gagnon cutting to the center of the ice. But never able to direct it goalwards. GG's back in the offensive zone. Shovels back to the point. Touched on to Bilodeau in the bumper. Oh, Racine didn't see it. The stick kept it out.
No, there were a few buys in front, and it hit a couple of sticks as well before calmly making its way past over to Racine. It's like she wasn't expecting it. But to go back to that opportunity in even the GG zone with the Carabin, the cycling, this is what we talked about even during the first period where, you know, the Carabin cycle very well, and I'm not sure what it is, but the GG seem to be confused in who's taking who on their defensive zone coverage. It opens up tons and tons of space, and for someone like Veillette, that's what you want, but from the GG zone perspective, that's not what you want at all.
And not a player who you want to give any time and space to. Here's Veillette. Veillette, nice little toe drag, spilled by.
It was actually Lefebvre who had a pretty good shot on net there. Not really a huge rebound, but did have a player, a teammate that was streaking towards the net, but pretty innocent, you know, nothing that Aurélie Dubois could not handle.
You'd favor her in that situation.
You would, yeah.
Here's Boulanger with Veillette back on the ice. It's been a shorter bench for Isabelle Leclerc in this game. This one of so much importance. I think a little preview the last time these two teams will meet here at the Minto Sports Complex. Picard will pick it up. Bank to Boulanger. She got the protractor out. Etier reverse. Here's Veillette. Veillette has Boulanger going to the net. Picard, who had jumped up from defense. Trying to center it again. That one in. A funny bounce. Angelique Prue was the one it bounced off of, and the Carabin opened the scoring.
Oh, wow. And that's a rough one for the GGs to swallow. You know, it was a play where you thought was over, and then Picard picks it up behind the net. Seems like a very innocent play, and Prue doing her job, right? She goes out to put the stick out in front to negate a shot, and instead of doing that, it ends up just deflecting, unfortunately for her, into the back of the net. It's hard to really fault anyone during that, but you know what? Kudos to Picard in that line for consistently putting that pressure on and staying with the puck as it went behind the net.
And it was a great jump up. She got the initial opportunity at the back post that was stopped by Aurélie Dubois. She kept on it.
Exactly.
She stayed with it. You know, as a defenseman, not where you usually find yourself behind the opposition's goal, but paid off her. She cut out to the center of the ice and was able to get her 5th goal of the season. Was Jade Picard. It's been a sensational rookie campaign. Gigi's looking to answer back quickly. There's Poirier-Lowe, pass Mepham. Reedman will get there first. Bank to center, icing waved off. It'll be Faubert back to pick it up. Cross ice pass to Pouliot, it's in her skates. Raphael Pouliot turned it over. Back come the GG's top unit. It was Malotny trying to center it. Couldn't get past one. Knecht off the boards. It bounced favorably for Lefebvre, and Pouliot couldn't corral it. Krasinski trying to connect with Todd, who wasn't on the same page. Jamie McDonald took the scenic route to that one.
Good job by Harkness coming down low to help out. And a great cross-ice pass over to Todd.
Todd will only half dump it in. And the Keta band come back the other way.
Great job there by Krasinski as she uses the length of her stick to just poke that puck away.
Pecan turns it over. It's loose in the middle of the ice and back come the Keta band. Pecan, she had Peltier going with her. The arm stayed down. The Keta band want a call.
I mean, I don't blame her. I'm a little shocked that the whistle has stayed this silent for this long so far.
It's been a playoff game. Lalonde circling. Couldn't connect with Clavel. Harkness can't poke it past the goal scorer in Picard. Harkness is chipped and she stayed down. The arm stayed down as well. Here's Lalonde. Lalonde back the other way. Couldn't find the corner. Hit the mask of Racine. Harkness slowly making her way back to the bench now.
Yeah, she definitely got clipped. I don't think it was intentional. It was just a unfortunate collision between the two players, but not sure who the other player was.
Sophie Gatto back the other way. Garreau centering pass. That one stopped there by Racine. Harkness just getting attended to by the GG's trainer.
And she seems to be okay, but just, taking a look over, taking a second. And it was a good play there by Sophie Garreau, really centering it in and just a tip towards Racine, but Racine squared to it. She's been quite steady so far in this game. It's going to be hard for the GGs to put one past her. They need to get a little bit creative and be a little bit less fancy and just get more shots on net, generate some more rebounds, more opportunities.
Angelique Prue heroically holds the line there. It was Veillette who was in behind, broke the zone early. Reverse to Fontaine. Sims corrals the bouncing puck.
Well, it seems like no one wants the puck as about 3 GGs just skated by it after Sims had made that wonderful play.
Back come the GGs. Here's Birkby. She's got a step and she has Todd. Birkby to Todd. Todd didn't get all of it.
But it
nice
was
push
nice
there by
play.
Racine.
Yeah. And you saw, right, the huge push it took to get over. And, Birkby did a great job of using that ice and being able to slide it very cleanly over to Todd. Now, if Todd was a right-handed shot, that might have looked a little bit different because she could have caught it and come back across from the other way. But, unfortunately, you can't really change the hand of your stick. There's a little bit of a conversation that was going on there between, I believe it's Jade Todd and the official. Not sure what it was about, though.
Was the hack after the whistle would be my assumption on Racine.
Well, we already saw that the officials don't really feel like calling penalties today, so.
A defenseman takes the face-off, which you always love to see. Nadeau, when her centerman was tossed, jumped at that opportunity.
It's always a fun time for a defenseman to go in and take the face-off because,
Hey, she almost won it.
You never know. Exactly. That's usually how it is. We almost win them as defensemen.
Mepham just dumps that one back down the length of the ice. Forward number 1, Abigail Malotny, head for the puck. Is able to pin Faubert. Comes out to Todd, who can't connect with Bizuko.
Oh, nice little
through the legs
there
by
Poirier-Lahou. Jinx again. You owe me a hot chocolate now.
Poirier-Lahou opens it up again. She's putting on a display and then misses Faubert. A little bit of a skills competition here tonight as the NHL All-Star competition is on. Apparently it was a terrible display. Much better display here. Here's Pouliot. Poirier-Lahou fanned on that one. Got to be careful. Here's Sophie Gatto. She can't collect.
Oh, and she beats out the icing as well. Good job by Sophie Garreau and heads up play, I believe, to hit her.
There's Jamie McDonald. McDonald watched by Poirier-Lahou. McDonald trying to connect with Garreau. Glove down. McDonald, in unfamiliar territory, trying to center it. It's blocked by Peltier. Centering again. That one Gagnon didn't get all of. Here's Picard trying to get started the other way. Nice pass there by McLean. She finds Sophie Garreau, and Garreau can't get it into the zone. Krasinski takes a hit to make a play, and is able to be corralled there by Prue. Gagnon, she hears the shout from McLean down at the other end and was only able to find Gervais.
And we see Vicky Harkness back out there, none worse for wear, which is something you always want to see.
There's Harkness, a shot at, stopped by Gervais. She's got the wind knocked out of her.
I mean, it was an unsuspecting hit, right? You can't really prepare for those, so.
Taylor Sims hurries off the ice as comes back to the point. Reedman into the shin pad. She's able to get it back. Harkness still on it. Patience back to Meffam. Meffam blocked again. It comes back to her. Meffam again. That one wide. Gagnon out of her reach. She's at the end of a shift. Given a shove by Pouliot. Reedman just down low. And Racine will cover up, and Gervais gives Gagnon a shove.
Gave a nice little shove and then a nice little whack, too, right in front of the officials. So that tells me that the officials are not going to call anything this evening.
We haven't seen a single penalty.
Nope.
And I think that works out favorably for the GGs. Fourth best power play, fourth best penalty kill in the RSCQ. Caraban's power play rocking the best in the division, 23.5%.
Yeah, good job by Clavel there as her and Etier are really going at it. There were a couple whacks on Clavel by Etier after the puck left already.
And here's Boulanger. Boulanger looking cross ice. She has Bilodeau. Bilodeau beats Etier there. Bilodeau closed off. Nadeau had read that one well. Krasinski steps up. Had it ripped off her by Birkby. There's Krasinski. She gets her slapper. That one easily saved by Racine.
And again, easily saved because at the end of the day, there's no traffic in front of the net. They worked so hard. Your line mates worked so hard along the boards on the battle to work it back to you. You got to give them a little bit of a chance to get to the front of the net to create that traffic for when you get that shot off to increase the likelihood that Racine is not going to see it or fumbles it.
Face off to the left of Racine. Lisa Biesenthal goes out to take this one. Georgetown, Ontario native. Prue sends it down low. Malotny, little set play. Jay Todd shown the boards by Jessica Boulanger. Finds his way back to Todd, who reverses it to Prue. Taylor Sims. Sims, a long shot deflected. That one just wide. Malotny is taking a couple of whacks. Todd, nice little cycle play. Jay Todd, great strength shown. She has Biesenthal following up. Faubert, only his first. Malotny or Biesenthal rather, trying to cut to the center of the ice. It's a nice little work. It's some nice work down low by the GG's first line.
Yeah, no, great cycles there between especially Abby Malotny and Jay Todd, and a little bit between Prue and Sims as well. All around.
Biesenthal, Todd, that one stopped by Boulanger.
Yeah, it just took a little bit of too much time releasing that puck after she caught it. Gave Boulanger the opportunity to get in that shooting lane.
Jay Todd back on it now. She leaves it for Biesenthal. Biesenthal, silky little backhander. Couldn't connect with the other Georgetown, Ontario native in Kathleen Reedman, who would pinch down.
Right idea, and right idea by Reedman as well to recognize the play and her ability to go down there for that extra option.
And those are the plays that Alyssa Biesenthal was not making last year. Last year we would have seen her, take it, continue with the play, but corral it, bring it back down low. But she has the confidence this year to dish it out into the center of the ice. Much better player we've seen from her. That one sent on, and Racine picks up. And just to finish the thought on Biesenthal, she's in her second year. There's a lot still to come from her. Jay Todd will be back next year as well. Unfortunately, Abigail Malotny will be graduating this her fifth and final year of eligibility as she comes from the from down south. It'll be interesting to see the players that we get in the next round of recruitment, given what we've seen this year. I think playing a big role in that is Stephanie McYo. She obviously a graduate of a school down south. A lot of connections out in Sweden as well, where she was head coach for a while. She actually coached GG's alumni Alyssa McMillan in the Swedish league. Bilodeau, she's given a shove from behind, and Poirier-Lahou is able to start out to center. Poirier-Lahou tries to put the moves on, and Krasinski shuts that one down.
Yeah, good job by Krasinski there, taking the body, not allowing Poirier-Lahou to make. Oh, wow, great stop there by Dubuc. To finish the thought, though, not to allow Poirier-Lahou to make those cute little plays that she's looking to make.
It was kind of half blocked there by Jamie McDonald in the slot, and Dubuc would have been rather comfortable, forced into a kick save.
Yeah, but it was a great little end of the pad save there that she was able to make. So good job there by Dubuc.
Oh, and sent the length of the ice, icing waved off. Taylor Sims picks it up.
Good little
Leaves
reverse there over to Prue.
Calm play, smart play from a veteran defender. Here come the GGs. Kate McLean. Kate McLean has Sims with her. McLean on the backhand to Sims, poked by Racine.
Great job by Racine. It was just a little bit too close there to allow for that pass to cleanly go by.
Kate McLean forced into one extra move. She holds the line. Vicky Harkness. Harkness trying to look cross ice. Just kind of lobs up to no one in particular. Reedman gonna walk the line. A low shot. She was trying to connect with. That was Ariane Gagnon who sent it down low. Back to Reedman. 30 seconds to go. Reedman and Metham. Reese Metham, a low shot. It pops out. Harkness couldn't connect. Gagnon spinning, shooting. It's loose in the slot.
And again,
Reedman,
another great stop by Racine.
Blocked. 15 seconds to go. It's able to be gotten out to center. GG's one last opportunity. Gagnon, little reverse play. She couldn't get enough on it. It'll go into the corner, and Metham will take a long shot, always going wide. That'll do it for the second period. No lack of action, but a lack of goals here at the Minto Sports Complex. We go in the Carabin leading 1-0. That thanks to Jade Picard. We'll be back momentarily for quick thoughts at the second intermission report. Welcome back into the Minto Sports Complex. And Brianna Newell to wrap up the second period of action. And Brianna, this period finally gets its goal. It's good work down low from Jade Picard. She found herself in unfamiliar territory, but is able to bank it in off of Gigi. That's the lone goal that separates the two teams, but the work down low has really been the story in this one.
Yeah, it's been the theme of this second period, also the first period realistically, but we're going to talk about it during this intermission instead. On both sides, right? Both teams have been really going to work down low. It's just that it's paid off for the first time for the Carabin. Like, that's just the way things go. And it was a bit of an unlucky bounce as well that went off Peru and into the back of the net. You know, those things happen. It's a game. It's going to happen. But the Carabin, I really love actually watching their cycle. And they do a really good job of coming off the wall, off the cycle, into an opportunity towards the net. And I think that's something that the GGs need to do a little bit better. But what the Carabin are doing with their cycle is that it's quick, they are communicating, and they're peeling off the wall. And what ends up happening actually a few different times is that they're confusing the two GG's players. It's been, you know, a couple different ones each time. It's never the same individuals, but it kind of speaks to the defensive zone coverage. And it's almost like, you know, the Montreal Carabin have watched some video to see, they've done their homework to see how the GGs defend in the defensive zone, to see how they can exploit it. And they've actually done a wonderful job where they're cycling down, and one GG's player, usually a defenseman, I'm going to pick on Sims a little bit because it happened in the first period, where, you know, Sims is following the puck carrier. There's a forward that's also supposed to be stationed around that space as well, but they do like a cross, but then the GG's players are not communicating between the two. Who's going with the puck carrier? Who's staying with the person who crossed over? So as a result of that, it ends up with a lot of open space for that Carabin player who picks up the puck and can now move towards the net, because you have two GGs that are out in no man's land on the point. So that's something that the Carabin have really exploited. They haven't capitalized on it yet so far, but I wouldn't put it past them to eventually capitalize on it in the third period. So that's an area of opportunity for the GGs to work on and defend. On the flip side, down in the Carabin zone, GGs, I think it was especially, you know, Jade Todd, Biesenthal, and Milani, who are really going to work down there, and involving Prue and Sims on the point as well in their interactions. What they need to do, a next step now, is just peel off and try to go towards the net, almost take a page out of the Carabin book. Try to do something different. Try to do something that they're not expecting on your cycle, like coming off the boards and creating that open ice, or involve your defenseman when you're coming up, rounding around the point, the tops of the circles. The defenseman needs to go down and walk along the wall to create that uncertainty between, you know, the Carabin players, the way that they're doing it to the GGs in the GG zone. So it's something that they can definitely work on and improve in this period to try and get more shots on net, try to get more opportunities.
Couldn't have said it better myself. For Declan Barp and Brienne, I know we'll be back in about 15 minutes time for the third period of action. This one long from over. Welcome back into the Minto Sports Complex. My name's Declan DeBarp. Joining me, as always, Brianna Newell. Brianna, crunch time for the GGs. They give up a goal midway through the second period. It's a messy little goal, but this game had dirty goal, garbage goal written all over it. They need a response here. What do they got to do?
I mean, we talked about it a little bit in the intermission, right? Is you have to get more shots, and not shots where Racine is easily seeing them. You have to get traffic in front of the net, and that's how you're going to get those goals. Just like how Carabendon, it wasn't a beautiful goal. It wasn't a fancy goal, but it counts all the same, and that's what the GGs have to, reconcile as well.
To steal something from GG's men's players, Nicolas Wallet. I like the garbage goals. The GGs have to like the garbage goals.
They all count the same, whether they're pretty or not so pretty. So at this point, it doesn't really matter. You got less than 20 minutes to put one in the back of the net and tie up this game.
The GGs, keep in mind, do have a game in hand, but this win here tonight would vault to them ahead of the Montreal Carabin in that playoff race. We've talked about how important home ice advantage is for this GG's team. They really feed off the crowd here at the Minto Sports Complex. A healthy one, I must say, given the circumstances. The GG's men's and women's basketball team in effect, and what a play there by Boulanger, laid out to make sure that the GG sniper, Abigail Malotny, wouldn't get loose in the slot. And here comes Vayette. Vayette staring down Reedman, saved there by Aurélie Dubuc.
I mean, talking about the crowd, where else would you want to be on a Friday night when it's about -30 outside, when it's maybe about, not -30 inside the rink? It's probably one of the only times where the rink is not as cold as it is outside.
Meffam behind her own net. Just to finish the thought, the Capital Hoops tonight over at TD Place. As Vicky Harkness steps over the line, the GG's men's and women's basketball team in action tonight. We're wishing them the absolute best as they take on the crosstown rivals, the Carleton Ravens. GG's men's team also in action tonight. And just a quick out-of-town scoreboard. Halfway through the second period, that game knotted at 0 from Ed Meager Arena. Alex Clavel dumps the puck in. Dondo will go back to collect. Out of the reach of Catherine Birkby. Poirier-Laou, she turns it over. Back to Birkby. Birkby, a shot. It hits a leg, and Cataram to Ariane Gagnon. She couldn't corral it. Birkby centering pass. That one just out of the reach of McLean, and Poirier-Laou, a step on it. Aurélie Dubuc, attentive goalkeeping, able to get it out, but not out of the zone. Pouliot has Nadeau. Pouliot elected to go herself and skied that one.
And great job by Aurélie Dubuc. And yes, it didn't go outside the zone, but it did get it away from immediate danger, and that's all that matters really at that point. Faubert
aerials it. And Prue, within a combined effort with Ariane Gagnon, will get that puck down the ice, but a little bit too far, as we'll have an icing.
If I were to pick a line that's going to tie it up from the GGs, I'd have to go with the one with Birkby, Gagnon, and McLean. I mean, they're just such a tenacious line. They really do a good job of hemming in their opponents in the other zone and getting those chances. So, if I were a betting woman, which I'm not.
Cross-ice pass almost. That one off the skate of Vayette.
If I were a betting woman, which I'm not, but if I were, that's where I'd put it. And speaking of Vayette, I think we've seen her pretty well every single shift, every other shift, but she is constantly on the ice here.
Shortened bench, as we've said, by longtime coach Isabelle Leclerc, but a great stick by
great
Sophie
shot on
Garreau,
net.
And her fan club off to our left wanted a goal there.
Her two-person fan club, it's nice. I like it,
She's had quite the game, has Sophie Garreau.
Absolutely.
I would argue her best game of the season so far.
It always helps to have, fans in the stands rooting for you.
That one dumped in by Bilodeau. Puck moved up ice.
And great back check there by Biesenthal.
Able to disrupt Layla Gagnon. Finds its way back to Gagnon. Layla Gagnon harassed the whole way.
Great job there by Jay
Todd.
Todd.
What a tenacious little player.
Hey, veteran player as well, knows what needs to be done.
Playing for her hometown university. It's Jade Todd as that one's across to Abigail Malotny, waiting for a moment of Malotny brilliance. You could say the Malotny moment. Turned over. Harkness. Harkness still on it. Trying to find the angle. Centering it. Couldn't find Malotny.
Right idea, though. Malotny had a couple Carabin covering her because they know how dangerous she is as well.
Malotny closes it off. Smuggled to center. Harkness gloves it down. GG's go again. Trying to get the angle on Dondo. Can't. Sims holds the line. Finds its way to Todd. Todd, little backhander to Prue. Nice step up there by Garon.
It was a good step up, and it was just one too many stick handles there by Prue.
Dumped in by Sims. Racine out to collect. Turned over. Here's Alex Clavel.
Yeah, great step
Clavel
up there.
has Lalonde in front. Clavel stops up. Alex back to the point. Reedman, Mepham, a shot. That one saved by Racine.
Great stop there, and she also dumps Poirier Lahou to the ice. Not sure whether it was intentional or not, but well done all the same.
The best puck movement from the GGs all night. Here's Dondo. Dondo over the line. Her team will complete a change. Dondo around Mepham. Poirier Lahou, shot.
Great
That
block.
one catarams off of GG. Garon back on it now. Joanie Gagnon. Garon, rather. And here's Mepham. Mepham twists and turns. She turns it over. Poirier Lahou has Theriot. Decides to go herself. Has a second whack.
Great
Dubuc
two
stands
stops.
strong.
2 stops there by Dubuc. And a risky play was, the reason for this by Mepham, just going in front of the net. Not enough speed and just getting picked from behind.
Nadeau up ice. Here's Pouliot. That one off the stanchion. And out of play. 14-14 left in the third period. Fourth line out there for the Carabanas. That one won by Biesenthal. The lines have been thrown in the blender tonight by GG's head coach Chelsea Grills. Was Krasinski who laid out to make a play. McDonald uses the ice, uses the net as a pick, and is able to find Gagnon. Here's McLean, Kate McLean. She has a head full of steam, cuts to the center of the ice. Kick save by Racine.
Great play there by Racine and good play. Ooh,
Bad read there by Sims. Here's Pouliot. Sims takes Lefebvre. Pouliot and nutmeg. Oh, that one just needed a finish.
Oh, great
nice little
stop
nifty
there.
set of hands.
Great move there by Pouliot, and again made possible because we just looked down at the puck, and that's something important as a defenseman. You don't look at the puck, you look at the body. The body doesn't lie.
Connects still on it. Gets the protractor out down to Etier, but Etier can't corral it. Etier will
And
draw the
there's-
first penalty of the
I
game.
was going to say, he'll pull out the whistle for that one.
Scythe
And it's
down.
a tripping call as well. Yeah. Interesting with all the physical play that's been going on during this game, and there is no hitting in women's hockey. We pull out the whistle for a tripping call, and with that, I think it was Etier going to the box to serve her 2 minutes. It's the GG's power play that's going to go to work, and boy, do they need one here as we're getting down to about the halfway point.
We've talked about the petulant power play this season. 4th in the RSCQ, only operating at 13.4%. 31st in the nation. They need one here. Malotny, a shot. Saved by Racine.
And again, it's a great play by Malotny to take it off the flank and step in and grab a shot. But to our points of what we've made before, there's no traffic in front of Racine. In this conference, we have good goaltenders. That puck is not going to go in on its own like that. It needs a little bit of traffic. It needs a little bit of help along the way.
Bilodeau, a scramble draw. It finds Nadeau, and Nadeau sends it the length of the ice. Going to kill off some precious seconds. This one huge. Here's Todd, head full of steam. She gains the zone. Zone really given up there by the Caraban.
It was very much allowed by Nadeau there as she just allowed Jade Todd to come in, and unfortunately takes a bad bounce and hops over Biesenthal's stick.
Back come the GGs. Minute 10. Clavel holds the line momentarily. Fontaine gets a second bite of the cherry and just lofts it to center. Biesenthal will head off the ice. On comes Abigail Malotny. Imagine we'll be seeing a lot of Malotny. Bilodeau picks it up over the line. Just harassed the whole way. And then Reedman had blown the zone. Prue has Malotny ahead of her, elects to go herself. Dumps it in and chases after it. Will beat Gervais to it, but Gervais angles her out. Mepham held the line by Sophie Garreau.
Good job there by Sophie Garreau.
Garreau continues to the net. Harkness, Prue. Prue to Malotny. Malotny has Harkness. Mepham stopped by Racine. Prue.
Good job by Prue, able to keep it in there.
Just holds the line. Nice little stick lift there by Sophie Garreau as well. So on the puck, 5 seconds in the Etier penalty. GGs have to be careful not to get caught the other way. Prue holds the line momentarily. Malotny can't take it past Etier. Here she comes. Lauriane Etier. The first line for the Carabin takes the ice. Smart
Mepham,
play there by
yeah.
Mepham to drop the stick.
I was going to say lucky there. That
Veillette almost picks Garreau's pocket. Boulanger just too fine.
And that was a great shot because she had that spot wide open, just missed the net on it.
That one off the GG's bench. Face-off comes inside the zone.
You know, we talked about the GG's power play, you know, being fourth in the RSCQ, not really operating at a percentage that you want to be at, especially at this time in the year, wanting to peak. You know, but great job by the Carabin. There were really no opportunities that were made available to the GGs on that power play. Now, whether it was a function of the great PKing or it was a function of the GGs really just battling against themselves as well.
Here come the GGs. Up to Ariane Gagnon. That one just out of her reach. Oh, Berkby almost poked it to her.
I think she did, but just a little too far almost. There's a bouncing puck.
GG's forecheck goes to work, but side through it come the Carabins. Etier has Veillette with her. Nice stick lift there by Berkby. It's up to Gagnon. She's forced to stop up and over the line.
Just slightly too far ahead of the puck and entered the zone before the puck did. That's 2 plays now, I think, in that one shift that Gagnon would really want back. Just unlucky bounces a little bit, and it will go back all the way into the GG zone for the face-off.
Game has been so tight throughout. Only 1 goal separates the 2 teams. Nadeau holds the line.
And you can see Greg Bowles there on the bench doing the same
Connect
arm motion
centering
that I am asking for an offside, but nothing.
Clavel only as far as Faubert, who puts the brakes on. You start to look at the time now ever more closely if you're Chelsea Girls. We're into the final 10 minutes here. The GGs need 1.
And still, when you think about it, though, Chelsea Coach Girls is calm on the bench. You know, you still got a lot of time. You got almost half the period.
Kennec will dump that one in on goal, and Aurélie Dubuc will freeze it up.
And this is the part that's so frustrating if you're, you know, the GGs, if you're the GGs coaching staff, is that your team isn't playing badly. Your team is playing a good game, but, you know, Carabin are playing a good game too. And like you said, only one goal separates you, right? And that's sometimes what happens in these games when the teams are so close.
Very delayed offside
yes.
call.
Very delayed.
There it was.
Well, they missed one earlier as well where the puck very clearly went outside of the zone. And, you know, GG's coaching staff, specifically Greg Bowles, like asking for one and still nothing. So, I don't know, it's like the officials are maybe frozen a little bit. I don't blame them. I'm very cold too.
That one dumped down. Dubuc leaves it for Mepham. Mepham looks up, sees a blue shirt, and rings it around the boards. Here goes Jay Todd. Jay Todd has a step. Jay Todd bearing down on Racine. Jay Todd over the net.
Oh, wow. And
in that situation, you have to hit the net. And she sent it to the moon.
You have to. That's a must.
Malotny on it now, looking to find the back of the net. Mepham over to Reedman. Mepham centering. Can't find Berkby.
Right idea, though.
Mepham is able to hold the line.
It was the right idea. She had Jade Todd as well as Biesenthal. And that was a poor change done by the GGs, allowed almost for an odd man rush by Poirier-Lahou, who was just waiting there for the puck.
Jamie McDonald got on her horse, though, and beat Poirier-Lahou.
Did a great job coming back and angling off the play.
And here's the ever-tenacious Bilodeau, bearing down on the Carabin. Just all by herself. All by her lonesome.
1 against 5.
Spins, and Picard will just send that one out to center. Here's Krasinski. Krasinski backhands it, can't get past Veillette. Here's Etier. Etier closed down by Birkby. Birkby gives her a shove.
Yep, great job by Birkby there on the back check and angling off the play.
Here's McDonald. Jimmy McDonald needs to get the GGs going in the right direction.
No, and good job using the net as a little bit of a barrier there.
Here's Birkby up to Gatto. Sophie Gatto tried to put the moves on. Finds Gatto. Prue wanted it. That one out of her reach. Etier. She has Veillette at the back, all by herself, and Etier elects to send that one in deep. 7:33 to go. Sims head up the whole way. Harkness will chase in after this one. She has Clavel going to the net. Harkness.
Great body
nice little
positioning
stick
there.
movement. Still on it. Saucer. Sims. Blocked on its way through, spinning. Clavel couldn't get it goalwards. Sims, that one takes a deflection off Nadeau's stick. Faubert up to Gagnon. Can you hear the Let's Go GG's chant in the building?
Oh!
Big collision there.
Oh, that wasn't even a collision. That was a full-on hit that will send the Carabin to the box again, and that was on Prue, and you could tell she was not happy, but she stayed composed. She went right to the bench, and it'll end up being, Pelletier on that.
They talk about the red mist, and I think Angelique Prue felt it rising and just removed herself from that situation.
And you know what? Takes a lot of discipline to do that, because you take a hit like that, you are not a happy player.
Reedman down low, nice puck movement. Jake Todd down low, touch it, one touch pass. Oh my Lord, they should have found the back of the net there.
No, but great
back to
puck movement
Reedman.
there. Great
Clavel
job,
walks the
Reedman.
line. Cross ice. Oh, Biesenthal was all alone.
That was a really great read, though, by Fontaine.
And here she goes. Here's Boulanger. Gonna kill some time. Boulanger fakes going one way and circles back and just sends that one in deep. Great puck movement, though, from the GGs. Arguably the best we've seen all season.
Yeah, it was definitely one of the better sequences for sure, and they adapted their puck movement a little bit. You know, they found those open seams a couple of times.
Here's Biesenthal over the line. She'll stop up. Back to Harkness. Harkness turns it over. Garon, head up, finds Poirier-Lahou. One-on-one. Poirier-Lahou against Prue. Poirier-Lahou cuts to the net. Oh, my.
Great stop, though. And I'm not sure where Poirier-Lahou was going after that, but she was coming back towards Orly DeBooth looking for a rebound, but there was nothing there, and, consequently knocked down Prue. But, again, Prue is a defenseman there, and you're on the power play. That's something that can't happen where someone just walks right around. Just a little bit of, misgauging the speed, I think, where Poirier-Lahou did a good job of turning on the Jets at the right time.
That was a really high skill play right there by Poirier-Lahou. Not just to blow by Angelique Prue, but also to do the little reverse.
Yeah. And great stop by Dubuc to shut the door on
Used
that.
all of her frame. Early Dubuc is a tall girl, and she needed every single inch. Reverse to no garnet shirt. Smart killing there. Picarda, veteran head on her. Sends it all the way back, the first-year player. Jamie McDonald. So Vigaro, she has Molotny on the far side. Dondo circles, fans on it. Sophie Gatto. Back to Krasinski. Krasinski back to Gatto. Molotny in the slot. That one off a body and wide.
Good look there by Garrow. She's done that a couple of times where she found the player high in the slot.
She's buzzing tonight. Back to Gatto. She fans on it. It almost worked out kindly for her. Veillette fanned on it. McDonald and Gatto, we're into the last 5 minutes here. It now starts to become a question of when you pull the goaltender. Krasinski circling behind the net. Krasinski will dump that one on net and freeze it up. Big face-off coming up here. Bilodeau draws in and loses it. Here's Nadeau. Poirier-Laou. She's still on it. Poirier-Laou. Faubert back to Nadeau. One fanned on by Faubert. It falls kindly for Poirier-Laou's back on it now. Poirier-Laou. Centering pass. Nice save by Dubuc. Garon. Nadeau. This not where the GGs want to be. Trying to go through the legs. Taylor Sims there to intercept. Pops out to Sims. We're in another physical battle. Seconds ticking away. And we'll get a whistle. Malotny has Biesenthal ahead of her. She finds Biesenthal, trying to send the puck cross ice to Jade Todd. Couldn't connect. Boulanger has Etier. Here's Etier. Will just dump that one in. Glove down by Reedman. Reedman! Still loose in the slot.
Oh, bodies flying everywhere.
Here's Jade Todd over the line. Jade Todd cuts to the center. Jade Todd just sends it over. It's the second time she's had a great look and was just too fine on the angle. Todd takes a tumble. Comes out to Harkness. Harkness to McDonald. There goes Dubuc. It's deflected on by Etier. Berkby still on it. Good shift here from the GGs. Harkness, extra man out there. Clavel just gets a stick on it to take it away from one. Back to the point, and it'll go the length of the ice. The GG's gotta hurry back. We're into the final 2 minutes here. Long stretch pass into the skates of Clavel. GG's will be forced to try again. Angelique Proulx spins, almost turns it over. McDonald, harassed by Lefebvre. Poirier-Laou headed back towards her own goal.
You know, and this is where less than 2 minutes, about a minute and a half to go, you're down a goal. You have the goalie pulled. You have to play with a little bit more urgency. Passes have to be more crisp. Everything has to be done quicker.
Lefebvre will just dump that one down into the corner. We're approaching the final minute at the Minto Sports Complex. GGs have been frozen out. Reedman takes the body. Mepham, lucky not to be called. Keraben have had a lot of offensive zone time here in the final minute. Bilodeau up to Harkness. Harkness has Malotny ahead of her. Back to Bilodeau. Bilodeau over the line. Harkness hustles over. Final minute. Reedman, a long shot. That one into the corner. Mepham. Bilodeau parked out in front. Mepham centering. Another opportunity. Picard will just usher it into the corner. 30 seconds to go.
And if you're Bilodeau, you want to get in there. You need the puck.
Biesenthal waits, cuts to the center of the ice. Centering pass. Boulanger rather on it. She'll lift it off the boards. Mepham soccers it in. Harkness has Biesenthal in front. 15 to go. Harma Malotny.
Great look there to find Malotny in the slot. Just not enough to beat Racine.
10 seconds. The GGs need something, that off a body, and that'll do it. Oh, this game had everything. The final whistle goes 1-0. The Carabin win. The GGs brought the pressure, but that, too late. It's a gutting one, and you can see it on their faces.
Yeah, and that's a tough loss for the GGs to swallow, but you know what? It was a good game played by both teams here this evening. Really neck and neck there, and it just so happened that this time the Carabin were the one that got the lucky goal. You know, it wasn't a fancy goal, it was a bit of a garbage goal, and sometimes that's how the puck bounces in games like these.
Very much a playoff atmosphere here tonight.
100%.
These two teams seem destined to meet each other at a later stage. Brianna, let's quickly get into the 3 stars of the night.
Yes, thank you, Declan. So for the 3rd star this evening, we have Sophie Garrow from the Ottawa GGs. And again, she was all over the ice. And this is arguably one of the best games we've seen her play this season. It always helps when you have fans in the stands. 2nd star of the game is Jade Picard from the U of M Carabin, with the lone goal for this game. And we mentioned her name quite a bit, just being very offensive-minded during this game and contributing to that. And with the 1st star of this evening is Obracine, the goaltender for the U of M Carabin, who completely shut out the U Ottawa GGs tonight and made some stupendous stops throughout the game to really earn that shutout.
It was a big game, a lot of atmosphere, a lot of attitude in this one. These two teams will get awfully familiar. The Carabin will head home tonight and come back to play the Carleton Ravens on Sunday night. Not a fun drive in store for them. The GGs remain at home. They will face off against the McGill Martlets at 2 p.m. Brianna and I will be on the call for that one, so we look forward to talking again on Sunday. We hope you guys take care and stay warm on this frigid weekend in the nation's capital.